What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to RJF Media. I'm Rob, and on this, we're going to be talking about the now approved salary cap increase from the NFL, going from $225 million to $255 million. Before we get started, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I put out a video. I think that this just made the NFL offseason a lot more interesting, especially for the Jets. You can argue that there really weren't too many other teams who needed salary cap relief more than the New York Jets, both because of the position that they're in of their win now window, being over the salary cap, trying to put pieces around Aaron Rodgers to win the championship, hopefully in the next year or two, and retaining players, going out and bidding for players in the offseason, especially with that Jets tax expect to be in full effect this year. But I think where it really just makes it a lot more exciting is the flexibility that opens up for the New York Jets in terms of Bryce Huff. When we were $15 million over the cap or whatever it was, it was almost kind of hard to justify, in my opinion, justify keeping Bryce Huff, especially since he's part of the strength of the team, and then the pieces that we want to surround Aaron Rodgers with all the deficiencies on offense, offensive line, wide receiver, backup quarterback, backup running back, everything else. But now with this, I think it now brings to light in the realm of possibilities to, one, either sign Bryce Huff to that long-term contract that he's been looking for, or two, a tag and trade option, where before, again, it wasn't really plausible, because if you're taking on that $23 million cap hit for the year, you have to hope to trade him to, a team that's going to give you the offer that you're looking for, where that's not, just guaranteed. But I think with the salary cap increase, I've made videos about, I think it's smarter to tag and trade, or just trade Bryce Huff, or let him walk in free agency. But now with the salary cap increase, I think now you can divert some of those resources into keeping Bryce Huff long term. Your double-digit sack artist, team leads the team in sacks with 10.5 sacks this past year, only getting better. I'd be more comfortable betting and giving him closer to the money that he wants on a player that's young, that's ascending, and that's leading your team in several key categories. This doesn't rule out the tag and trade option now, depending on what they want to do. They want to recoup some picks and shed that salary cap. I think all this combined, it's just kind of a win-win situation now. Also the salary cap increase, it gives the Jets, again, a lot more flexibility with the Jets tax, expect to be in full effect this year. When you have, a guy like T. Higgins, who's now reported that the Bengals are going to franchise tag him, well, that just takes one option off the board, now increasing the value of a person like a Mike Evans if he hits the market, Michael Pittman, Calvin Ridley, whoever the case may be. You're going to need those extra funds in order to, one, get close to matching anything that anybody else is offering him, and two, that Jets tax that may come along with it. I think this just makes the offseason a lot more exciting and opens up a lot more flexibility for the New York Jets in terms of going out and acquiring players, retaining someone like a Bryce Huff. I think they still absolutely need to do whatever they can to shed as much cap as possible. I'll get more into that in another video, but I think extending guys like DJ Reed, Tyler Conklin, and players like that to relieve salary, and of course looking to improve the offensive line, addition by subtraction, maybe looking to either ship off or just straight out release someone like a Tomlinson on the offensive line. But yeah, I think that this is probably the best case scenario that the Jets could have hoped for, is an increase of $30 million, the largest in NFL history. And again, there's not too many teams out there that needed salary cap relief, depending on, being where they're at and what they're wanting to do within the New York Jets. I think the number one priority in the offseason is definitely solidifying that offensive line. You all know my thoughts on drafting O-line with the 10th pick. where the Jets are at and what they're wanting to do. I don't think you can really, no matter how good the offensive line prospect, all Fashanu, whoever, Fuaga, it is the most coach needy position in the entire NFL outside of quarterback. And I think, it doesn't matter how talented you are on the offensive line. There's going to be an acclimation period of getting used to the speed, the strength, the complexity of the game. Defenses you've never seen before, complex defenses, stunts, whatever, shifts, whatever the case may be, there's going to be a break-in period. And I think if, maybe this Aaron Rodgers experiment is only for this year left and, maybe that's it. Maybe he plays 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case may be. I think, but you can't, with this situation, you can't look too far ahead into the future. I think you need to focus on this year and then play it by year afterwards in terms of prospects that you're looking at, prospects you want to draft. So I think going offensive tackle with our 10th overall pick, although it may be enticing, hey, this guy could be a franchise tackle. But me personally, I would rather look at the trade and free agent market to bring in veteran players who are already up to speed on the game. They just need to learn the system. I think, me personally, a veteran offensive line is more applicable in this situation than in past situations. This isn't a rebuild year. This isn't a new head coach or whoever the case may be. And then you go into the draft looking for, wide receivers, skill positions, stuff like that. Obviously, targeting skill position in the free agent market as well. Obviously, Mike Evans, I think, fits this timeline really well. A 2-year deal. He's, I guess you can consider an older player, young, early 30s, 31 or something like that. But a 2-year contract, that 2-year window with Rodgers, try to win another ring and then move on. I think that's a perfect timeline that matches up well. Or do you look at guys, Curtis Samuel, Taj Boyd? I know Tyson Roush has mentioned a combination like that. Get some mid-tier guys, and then kind of get your 1B number 2 receiver or playmaker in the draft, and just fill this roster up with capable playmakers, proven playmakers, proven solid veteran starters, and rookies with high upside for Aaron Rodgers to get the ball to. That just, this increase in salary, I think that just it brings more possibilities to this offseason and allows the Jets to do some more things that they really weren't able to do or really would have had a hard time to do before this increase because of the position they were at salary cap wise. But that's all I got. Just, I think it's an awesome thing. Again, best case scenario that happened to the Jets that they could have asked for. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. How do you think this shifts the Jets' priorities? What do you think they do different now with the salary cap increase? And where do we go from here? Like, share, comment down below. Again, until next time, let's go Jets.